What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. I'm Bandit Barney, bringing you everything you need to know about Red Dead 2 and Red Dead Online. And Rockstar has given us another update. Yes! Or is that how we really feel? Well, let's dive into the update and some things surrounding it. So first off, this morning, probably about, when this video goes out, it'll probably be about an hour ago, they released another gold bonus. Thank you to dedicated Red Dead Online beta players worldwide for your continuing feedback as we work together to refine the game experience. Please keep refining. As a token of our gratitude for your support and understanding throughout this beta period, we are rewarding this weekend's active players with a bonus of 5 gold bars. Play the Red Dead Online beta between today, Friday, January 25th, and Sunday, January 27th to qualify for the bonus, which you'll get on Tuesday, January 29th. For any player who hasn't used the microtransaction store, this is probably really good news. And then for some of the players like me, well, there's not really anything to spend your gold on right now at this moment, so it's up in the air. Nice, we're getting 5 gold bars. Feels like Rockstar just keeps on giving us free. Okay, moving on though, moving on. So besides their gold bonus, what has come in this update? What are the changes that are coming within this update? So we have Gun Rush, and they title it Feedback and Matchmaking Improvements. Following the launch of the new Gun Rush mode, we identified a few matchmaking issues. Really? Some of which we have addressed with short-term improvements, and all of which we are working towards more permanent and proper fixes for in the longer term. This update, so they're telling us that they've got short-term fixes. They basically band-aided the Gun Rush mode, but the long-term fixes aren't here yet, which is kind of interesting to me, but let's read on. The minor improvements should help generate fuller lobbies, and we will add more fixes in upcoming title updates. Gun Rush is best experienced with as many competitors as possible. So if you had any issues with smaller lobbies around release, we strongly encourage you to give it another go, as we are already regularly seeing much fuller matches on both PS4 and Xbox One. I think it's clear that a mode like Gun Rush, like some Battle Royale mode, is much better done with more players and not 2 players, which a lot of the lobbies were just ending up as 2 players. Because when you die, you're essentially just watching other players instead of going into a new lobby. And if you didn't watch everyone else just continue the match, then what happened is that initial match would just dwindle down. No new players got added onto it. So hopefully we do see some changes there. For those that haven't tried it yet, this is their selling point. Gun Rush is a tooth and nail Western style battle royale fight to the death for up to 32 players, which I don't know of a single lobby that has had 32 players in Gun Rush. Hopefully we start to see some now. That can be played either with teams or as free-for-all. Players compete in an ever-shrinking battle zone with horses for quick transport and associated risks. Skirmish for weapons ranging from Mauser pistols to repeating shotguns to fire bottles and dynamite arrows, as well as valuable, hard-to-obtain armor like the hard-shooting, thwarting Ned Kelly armor to help you survive to the end. We also updated our official feedback page to now include dedicated sections for Gun Rush. We of course want to know what you like, don't like, suggestions for improvements and changes to this and other modes and types of gameplay, so please do keep it coming. This is something, and I think I'm going to stop here and touch on this. Every time Rockstar puts out an update, they really promote, hey, please keep bringing us your feedback. But to my knowledge, the one time that our feedback felt like it was really listened to was the first week the beta was released, when the economy was and we wanted changes on it, so we asked for that. And Rockstar came through and made immediate changes to the economy. Other than that, it feels like our feedback hasn't really been listened to in a way. And the reason I say that is because the next thing that we asked Rockstar for changes after the economy was lobby fixes, and we needed lobbies where we weren't constantly getting disconnected. And Rockstar said that they working on it, and then they released an update to fix that, but it never fixed the issues. We still have disconnects. Occasionally I'll get disconnects, occasionally I'll get them during recordings that I'm making for bids, occasionally right after I finish a video, and sometimes just I get to play for a while without getting disconnected. But that's the common theme, is that most players are dealing with disconnects at some level. Some can't even play for 10 minutes. Some are able to play for a while, but they still end up getting disconnected a few times a week. It feels like Rockstar hasn't. They're constantly asking in their last update. They asked, "Thank you for your feedback. Please keep it coming. We're working on what was it they're working on? They're working on the griefing changes. So changing player blips and things like that. That's clearly not what's in this update. This update is all the actual game changes in this update are only regarding gun rush mode. So nothing that any of the player base in a majority was asking for. There weren't many players asking for better matchmaking when it came to gun rush over something else. This wasn't prioritized for the community, at least on the community side. Let's take Rockstar out of it. From the community side, no one was asking for this matchmaking over griefing changes or things like that. The majority of the community wanted other changes, and then Rockstar knows that, yeah, the matchmaking does suck. We did want the matchmaking fixed, but it wasn't prioritized. So it seems like that feedback's going a little bit, it's like hitting a concrete wall, right? Let's keep going, because there's more to come. Our teams are currently working on a lot of fixes, changes, and improvements to the game based on player feedback, including the quality of life improvements that we detailed in our last status update. They're just letting us know, hey, last update they let us know these are things we're working on. This update they're letting us know, hey, we're still working on them. Proximity-based player blips, parlay changes with quicker access to feuding, law and bounty improvements to discourage griefing while introducing a new free roam dynamic between bounty hunters and criminal rogues. That sounds really fun. Plus daily challenges with gold nugget rewards and more. We are currently planning to have these and other improvements to the game included in a title update scheduled for release in the coming months. You know, this leads me to question, like, how big is the team that Rockstar has working on these updates? Because it just seems like proximity-based player blips and I'm not a developer, guys. I don't work in code, but it seems like that's something that you could get done in a week with a team. But no, it's gonna take them months to get these updates out. It really makes you wonder, like, what is the whole Rockstar dev team that's working on Red Dead Online working on bug fixes, or are they working on things that they're not even talking about right now? Because if they're working on the things that they just announced and more to come, yo, like, how is it taking so long? How is it taking so long to get this stuff in the game? It's been 2 weeks since you last announced that these were things that you were working on, and now you're telling us that it's gonna take even months to get these things out in a title update. And a title update makes it sound like it might be an update that takes the game out of beta and brings it to full-fledged, you know, full-fledged Red Dead Online and not Red Dead Online beta. It's just, I'm curious as to how it's taking so long to get these things done. Because it just seems like a team of people could get proximity-based player blips done in a week or two. But that's my opinion. Let's have a little bit of fun like we like to on this channel and dive into what some people are saying on Twitter regarding the update. I want to start off with this funny Jonah Hill gif, and it's just Jonah Hill sitting, I think it's at the Oscars or something, and he's just like, nah, man, this ain't it, man. And this was one of the most upvoted or favorited tweets in response to the Rockstar update. And I think it's really funny because I think this is the general feel for a lot of people is like, gun rush changes, you know, really looking forward to something else. You guys hear us? You guys hear us out here? You hear us out here? Then we have this one. Finally something responded to that. It's literally nothing. And then the same person, for real. It's this general feel around here, man. There's just not a lot. This from at Stampede. Yeah, let me know in the coming months when you've made some actual improvements. You know, I think Rockstar feels this a little bit, that like the community's not happy with the minimal changes that they've been making. It feels like it's been on the back burner, or they're just really not efficient when it comes to making these updates and fixes and patches on this game, because it's been such little things and things that the community hasn't been asking for, when Rockstar is at the same time saying, hey, let us know about your feedback. The game needs more. It needs more. And griefing changes would be nice, make the game a little bit smoother. Was thinking that we'd get that in a week or two when they last updated, but in this current update, now it's sounding like it's going to take a lot longer. This tweet from Leview. Update scheduled for release in the coming months. We'll provide more information as we get closer to the date. Great job, you officially killed the game. And this is a debate to have, right? Like, are these updates helping Rockstar or hurting Rockstar? When they release an update like this, obviously we all want to hear more from them, right? Like, we want to hear more and know what's going on. So getting these updates is nice. But when we hear what's going on, and it's in the last update, they're like, hey, this is what's going on. And then this update, they're like, hey, this is what's going on. We're working on griefing changes. It's like, yo, nothing's changed in what's going on over there. Is that actually, like, are you guys actually working on that stuff? Because it's taking a lot longer than you would expect. In today's age, for a AAA developer, it's taking a lot longer than you would expect for them to get out not even significant changes, but just what to me feels like it could be something small. Now, once again, guys, I'm not a developer, right? I don't know how complicated it is to change these things. I just know that when you have a team dedicated to working on something, they can do things pretty well. And it feels like updates aren't being done pretty well over at Rockstar right now. I'm Mr. Meeseek says, doing pathetic updates like this is actually hurting you more, Rockstar. If there's not a significant update by the end of this month, your new product is done. You say you are listening to feedback, yet you work on stuff nobody cares about. And this kind of exactly sums up what I've been talking about throughout this video, is that's the general feel, is these updates are not updating anything that we want. They're not updating anything that is making the game more enjoyable for the majority of its player base, which is dangerous, because the more times you update and you don't hit the mark, the more times the player base feels like, yeah, give up. There's not a lot of hope. And that leads into what we just talked about was, is it good for Rockstar to keep doing these updates? The only time we hear from them is when they do an update. And is it good for them to keep doing updates, or would we rather have an update come once a month that actually has significant changes in it? Even in this update, they say themselves that the changes they made to Gun Rush are just small in changes, temporary fixes. It's like, yo, what the is happening over there? Temporary fixes, boys, temporary fixes. And then our last tweet, Paco Laura, all we had to do was to keep some goddamn faith. And if you guys haven't seen my video about how Rockstar is actually Dutch Vanderland, we'll link that down below. We had a lot of fun making that video. But yeah, this was one of the points we made in that video, which was Rockstar is just telling us constantly through their updates, just have faith. Keep playing our game. Have faith. It will get better. In each update, it doesn't move in that direction. Of course, the updates don't move backwards. At least you wouldn't think so. But as players keep seeing updates and start seeing that, hey, these updates aren't hitting the mark, they're losing hope. It's like Dutch taking you on the 6th mission where he's like, not the 6th actual mission, but the 6th time that he's like, just have a plan. Just have faith. I have a plan. And you're just like, Dutch, no, you don't, bro. You're going to rob the post office. You don't have a plan, all right? You don't have a plan. Rockstar, where's the plan? Where is the plan? It's curious, and to me, it's very interesting. The community has grown more and more pessimistic about the outlook of this game. More and more people are looking at it and saying, you know what, it's enough. I'm moving on to something else, because we just don't have what we need. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments down below. Thank you all for the amazing support on the channel recently. We hit the 5,000 subscriber milestone, hopefully one of many to come, and that's all to you. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in a future video, and until then, take care.